Hello world, welcome to Farm the Market. On this video I want to give you an update of some of the stocks I think we have to keep an eye on very closely because they, in one way or another, they might define the rest of the way for the stock market in general. A few months ago, well actually almost 1 year ago, on December of 2021, I made this video called Thinning the Herd, where I was talking about how, even if we had seen at that moment many of the meme stocks or, many of the really hyper stocks that went nuts back in 2021 and 2020, they were getting really hurt by this time, by December of last year. And, the big ones were still, getting spared, so to speak. Then I did an update on February of 2022 where I talked about how, in my opinion, Apple and Google were the two pillars that will hold the stock market if in case the market will hold. And well, I wanted to give you an update about this subject. As we saw in the first slide of this presentation, well, it's no surprise that I think by now Tesla and Apple are the ones that are holding the market together. Google is out, if we compare it to the last video I did, because it's getting to new lows. Instead, Tesla managed to, as of today, the close of September 26, it's even above the lows we saw a few weeks ago. So it has shown more relative strength than I expected, honestly. That's why I had Google in the first place as one of the pillars. But by now, if facts change, you have to change your opinion. And I think now it's way more important to pay attention to what's going on with Tesla and, well, of course, Apple. That's the main stock that holds the market together. I will also give an honorable mention, sort of speak to Amazon, because even it's down almost 40% as of today, it's not too, it's above the lows we saw a few weeks ago. So it's showing some strength, perhaps given the split and the action in the options market that has helped Amazon to hold on a little better. But at the same time, Google also had a split, so that might not be the only reason. Regarding Tesla, well, I don't know how to put it. To be honest, I guess we could say the fandom. It's part of the strength that Tesla has. And well, at the moment, as we will see in the charts, it's by far with Apple the ones that are, in my opinion, holding the market. And the market keeps falling, as we can see here. If we compare the drops of these stocks that I just chose them back in December of last year as some examples of hyper stocks and, well, some of the bigger stocks, of course, we can see that the trend keeps going down. Even if 1 year ago, well, almost 1 year ago, Peloton was almost 80% down, well, as we can see here, things can keep getting worse. And basically that has happened for every one of those. And well, ARK 2, that is like the benchmark for, hyper stocks, it keeps going down, and actually everything is pretty much at the lows of 2022. What's importance of the stocks that are at the bottom of the list? Well, as we can see here in the weighting they have in the S&P 500. If we consider these last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stocks, they're pretty much they are pretty much 1/4 of the S&P 500. So of course they have a huge impact, and especially, as I have mentioned many times, as I'm sure you already know, Apple has the biggest impact. And even Apple, for example, has some side actions, so to speak, because if you consider that Berkshire Hathaway has a huge investment in Apple, for example, then the weight of Apple even increased a little bit more. So pretty much these stocks define the 1/4 of the S&P 500. So it's very important to keep an eye on them. And of course, Tesla and Apple are, have a relevant weight. And well, they are about to hit, well, they could hit a relevant level soon. As I mentioned, Amazon maybe is worth talking about because it has held above the lows we saw a few weeks ago. This is a weekly chart. And of course, here's the 2020 low when the thing, was hitting the market really hard. But for example, I mean, here you can pick and choose any reference you want. I just chose something, very mainstream, the 200 moving average. And as we can see, Amazon is already below that threshold. So of course it can go lower, but at least Amazon is already below that threshold. That's why I didn't put it in the category of one of the pillars standing. If we use that same reference, here we can see that Tesla is still very far from the 200-day moving average. And in this case, the 200 moving average, well, I have my notes over here, sorry. If Tesla touches this level, it will mean a drop of around 44%. So it could still have a lot of way to go. And well, this obviously will affect the market very negatively. And the next one is Apple. Apple, if it goes down and touches again the same moving average, we'll be talking of a drop of almost 30%. So yeah, if you think things are already very bleak and the market is in flames, sort of speak, well, consider that these two very relevant and big players are still, for whatever reason that we can discuss, or everyone can have a different opinion, but for whatever reason they're still holding relatively well, and well, if they go down, the market in general will suffer a lot worse. The general idea of this video is, and I guess what I will end the video with, is the idea that we're talking about an asymmetric risk right now. Of course, it's no secret the market has really deteriorated, but the way I see it, the risk reward is still very skewed to the downside. So I see a lot more risk to the downside than any potential upside. So the general message here will be, if you are already out of the market, be patient. If you are relatively out of the market but still have some positions, be very prudent about what you're doing. Of course, I cannot tell you what to do. But again, I think there's an asymmetric risk right now in the market. And of course, technical bounces and, dead cat bounces and, the market might wiggle a little bit and, there might be opportunities in the short term, but especially for, longer term traders, maybe swing trading or investors in general, I would say it's a good idea to be prudent and, maybe wait to see what happens with Apple and Tesla. Because as they go from now, well, it's been for a few months now, but, as they go, so will the market. So I hope you found this interesting. As always, thank you very much for your time. And remember, if you like the video, please remember to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. Well, thanks for your time.